Lori, I'm leaving.
Can't find my blouse.
Look, all I want to do is say goodbye.
Can't find the one I want to take to the cleaners.
What, you didn't hear what I said.
It goes with this skirt.
No, later, please. Look, I have to be in the hospital in 10 minutes.
I just had it out yesterday, along with the other things that need cleaning.
Well, you'll find it later. I have to run.
That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sure you have to go?
Uh-huh. Don't forget to call locksmith, have the lock changed.
I'll do it. I promise. I'll make sure the locks are changed before Mary Ann and I go to the beach.
And you will drop the new key off at the hospital on your way, right?
Right.
Good. Is this the one you're looking for?
Yes. Ben, who put it there?
Hi, Jenny. Good
Hi, Mrs.
morning.
Davidson.
Are you excited about moving?
Well, not really, but Mommy said that there might be more kids there to play with.
Oh, I'm sure there will be, sweetheart. But you know what? I'm going to
What?
miss you.
Oh?
Listen, you can wait for Peter over here, but I got to leave. I got an appointment.
Okay. Is that your homework?
Well, you could call it that. It's nurse's report.
Oh, I hope you get a good grade.
So do I.
Hey, Mom, you see mine? Oh, hi, Jenny.
Have I seen your what?
Oh, my keys. My
Keys. Right
Right
here?
there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Look, I got to go. I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Jenny.
Bye.
So what can I do for you, small fry? You
Can you come out and play?
gotta be kidding.
No, Peter, I'm serious.
I gotta go to work.
But, Peter, you never have any time to play anymore.
You're just gonna have to find somebody else to play with.
But Peter, there isn't anybody since Jill went to live with her mom.
I tell you what. You go to work for me, and I'll stay home and play.
Oh, Peter. Peter, do you ever have any fun at work?
Once in a while. When the boss isn't there, which isn't very often.
Well, then why do you work if it isn't fun?
Money.
But you aren't married or a daddy or anything.
Still need money.
Did you marry Jill?
Jill and I are just friends, okay?
Come on, Peter. Everybody knows you went on a date with Jill.
That's a long way from marriage. You women are all alike. One date and you're talking about marriage.
Oh, Peter.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
There's nothing I can do. Nothing was taken as far as we know, and we don't know who it is.
The person who has the key is the man who snatched Lori's purse.
We still have no idea who it is. Now, why haven't you had those locks changed?
We tried. They were busy, then they went to the wrong address. No one was home when they came by.
Let me tell you something. I want you to get a hold of them, and if you have to, take them by the hand and take them to your place and have them change the locks, and do it soon.
We are. Lori's going to take care of that today. I mean, to think that a stranger can just walk into your house at will is a little frightening. And what kind of person would take only a blouse?
This world is filled with weirdos. People get their kicks in different ways.
Kicks?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but why return it?
Who knows? He wants you to know he was there. Harassment.
Yeah, well, this thing's getting stranger by the minute. And have you made any progress in trying to find this guy?
None.
What, you mean nothing?
Lori didn't get a good look at him. There were no fingerprints on the purse. There were no fingerprints on the wallet, the student ID. There weren't even any fingerprints on the photos he cut out.
Yeah, and that's another thing that bothers me. Why the pictures, huh?
We don't even have a lead on your car.
Well, thankfully, the insurance company's furnished a rental.
Listen, I will let you know the minute anything turns up, all right? But in the meantime, Dr. Martin, please get your locks fixed.
Blouse? And the pictures? And what does it all mean?
In my experience, it usually spells sexual perversion.
I've come to warn you about Nancy's welfare and yours.
Warn me? I'm quite capable of taking care of Nancy as well as myself.
I know, but even you can be fooled by certain things.
Get to the point, Mrs. Davidson.
Nancy's therapist, Tab, has a bad reputation.
Bad reputation? By your standards, Mrs. Davidson, that could mean stealing bubble gum or skipping church on Sunday.
It isn't funny, Mr. Carpenter. I'm afraid he may cause serious problems for you and Nancy.
There's only one person that's really causing any problems, and that's you.
I worked with Tab at Morningside Hospital before he was dismissed for insurance fraud. He conspired with a number of patients, all women, to claim greater injuries in an effort to get more money from insurance companies. Well, according to some, he then blackmailed the women into giving him most of the money.
Why isn't he in prison? And if he's supposed to have made all that money, why is he working?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in several years. I do know that any reputable hospital won't hire him.
Well, even if that were true, Nancy's injury was very real, so he's not going to gain a thing from her.
All I'm saying is that Tab Barron is a man with a reputation and a past.
Which has absolutely nothing to do with his current employment. And why are you using him to camouflage your real scheme?
Scheme?
Of pretending to care for Nancy now that she is one of the legal heirs to your mother's estate.
I don't have to pretend. I do care.
You certainly have a funny way of showing it. First you take Nancy's house away, and then you have her thrown into jail.
You forget that Nancy destroyed my mother's will, and she forged her own version. I mean, she'd be in jail now if I hadn't pleaded her case with Judge Slaymaker.
Now we go from Simon Legree to Angel of Mercy. Nancy wouldn't have had to resort to such measures if you had treated her as a sister.
You don't know how many times I've tried. But now, at last, I'm beginning to feel that we're making real progress.
Because Nancy now has something that you want. Well, your self-centered, phony little scheme won't work. See you in court.
No matter what you may think of me, please don't close your mind to what I've told you about Tab Barron.
I'm supposed to thank you and fire him?
I thought that you would at least listen.
I've heard everything I want to hear. I'm not the least bit interested in any of your advice.
You know what Nancy is capable of. And now you know what Tab is capable of.
And, Mrs. Davidson, stay away from my daughter. Hello, Harold. It's Charles. I want you to investigate someone. Thomas Allen Barron, commonly referred to as Tab. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Marianne's just too naive when it comes to a playboy like Weaver.
Yeah, wouldn't you think she'd have learned something for having you as a brother?
Oh, come on. Stick with Weaver.
I've been no shining example myself.
What?
Ah, nothing. Maybe she's tired of him by now.
I don't know, you know? You know how stubborn she can be. But I'll tell you, I gave Weaver a real firm warning. Told him to stay away from her.
Oh, yeah? What'd he say?
Oh, he acted real tough, you know, but he was shaking in his boots.
Well, no trouble, huh, Gil?
That's what I told him.
I'll take care of Marianne. After all, I am her father.
Well, you can take care of Marianne. I'll take care of Weaver.
I need to speak to your father, alone.
You could take care of her, too.
We've got to talk.
I thought we did that yesterday.
I was hoping you changed your mind.
I can't.
You're not treating me fairly, Jason.
Believe me, Sharon, I never wanted to hurt you.
You lied to me, used me, gave me false hope, and you can stand there and say you never meant to hurt me.
Not intentionally, no.
Don't I deserve better than that?
What more can I give you than to ask for your forgiveness?
Give me what you led me to believe. I don't want to forgive you. I can't. I won't.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Tell me how I'm supposed to feel. That I shouldn't care for you the way that I do.
No, the whole thing was my fault. I let the relationship go too far.
What's wrong with two adults meeting each other's needs?
The privilege of marriage without commitment was wrong, Sharon, for both of us.
I'm not complaining, and neither were you until you met that nurse.
Well, Terry Davidson has rekindled feelings in me that I've had for some time, but always kept covering up. But deep down inside me, I knew that they were right.
Funny you never had such a streak of religious conscience before you met her.
Well, I never met anybody quite like her before. She's one of those rare individuals that tries to practice what she preaches, and once you've spent time around a person like that, you realize what kind of a hypocrite you really are.
I bet if you look a little closer, you'll find out little Florence Nightingale is no saint herself.
Maybe not, but it doesn't relieve me of my responsibility of trying to live what I believe.
I've known you a long time, Jason. And I know in time you're going to regret leaving me for her.
I'm not leaving you for her or in pursuit of her. I'm sure she probably won't have anything to do with me now that she knows what kind of a hypocrite I really am.
Oh, she's not as forgiving as she is virtuous.
Terry's a lady whose trust I've lost.
You're implying I'm not a lady?
No.
That my trust hasn't been destroyed?
I'm not implying that.
You show your affections for a man, give him what he wants, and you're not a lady. You hold out, and he puts you on a pedestal. This is the 20th century, Jason.
Look, Sharon, you were there when I needed and wanted you. I shouldn't have been so weak. I shouldn't have been so susceptible. I was wrong.
Ending our relationship is what's wrong. You still care for me. I know it.
Yes. But keeping our relationship would be a lot easier than ending it. But our feelings and desires should be second to obeying God.
Oh, brother. There goes that God trip again. You can't tell me God doesn't want you to be happy in every way.
The only true happiness is to do God's will. And He's made it very clear that sex without marriage is a sin.
Well, you certainly seemed happy to me.
I can't deny that our relationship was very happy for me. But I never found any inward peace from it.
Be sensible, Jason. Don't let your old-fashioned religious hang-ups spoil your happiness. Our happiness.
On the contrary, it's my old-fashioned physical hang-ups that have robbed me of true peace.
I'm willing to make it legal if it'll ease your conscience.
It wouldn't work.
Well, you certainly hinted at it a number of times before you met Terry Davidson.
Oh, look, Sharon, I'm not trying to hurt you, and I don't deny that I've had strong feelings for you. But I don't love you. Not the way that God wants me to love a woman.
You're just trying to convince yourself.
No, you were right. I was using you. I realize it now, but it doesn't make it any more right.
You're certainly not holding back any punches, are you?
Can't hold back any punches. It's time now for complete honesty. To myself, to you, and to God. I've asked God to forgive me, and I pray that you will too one day.
Yeah. Maybe when I'm ready for a convent.
Don't you think if I could, I'd ease all this pain and right all of these wrongs?
Don't worry about me.
I mean, it's bad enough that I've hurt you, but the real tragedy is that I haven't lived up to the Christian example that I should have.
I wanted you, Jason, not some Christian example.
The funny thing is, I've given you neither.
I'm going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you, too. Friends?
Friends. The workman comp forms for Stevens are ready for your signature. I'll get with you later.
Thanks. Thank you, Father, for your forgiveness and your help. And give Sharon your divine guidance.
Hey, will you watch where you're going?
Well, fancy running into you here. To trip over Daddy Warbucks' checkbook or something?
I'm surprised you even know what a checkbook is, seeing as most of your business is done in cash. Been thrown out of any good restaurants lately, Babs?
Aren't we getting a little pushy? Got yourself a hired hand, I see. Sugar granddaddy can't take it anymore, huh?
This is Tab, my new physical therapist.
Hi.
Not bad. Much better scenery than Mr. Geriatric, and lots more fun, I'm
Your
sure.
mind is right out of the gutter, which is probably where they dragged you from to bring you in here.
Look on respectable, didn't you know? You ought to try it.
If you call working for Harold Webster respectable, then Yasser Arafat ought to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Hey, Harold happens to be a very nice guy.
Oh, I'm sure he is. And I'm sure he keeps you busy, too, day and night. Now, if you don't get out of my way, I will just run you right over.
Try it, sweetie. And the next suit you'll be wearing will be a body cast.
Now, ladies.
Hey, that's singular. Must have been a pretty bad case to be admitted here.
I had an accident.
Oh, well, she calls it an accident. Did you hear that, Tab? And I hear it's in epidemic proportions. Let's get out of here, Tab, before we catch it.
Don't worry, honey. Even that disease wouldn't get next to you.
You're home early.
Yeah, so you're out picking flowers, huh?
They're beautiful, aren't they? You know, I didn't think they'd be in bloom this early in the season.
Yeah, me either.
They're gonna look so nice on the table. Do you have a commissioner's meeting to go to tonight?
No?
Good, dinner will be a little late.
Oh, that's okay, babe. I'm really not hungry.
Oh, there. We're having roast beef.
Oh, fine.
You have a good day?
Well, I had a hard time keeping my mind on business.
Is that why you came home early?
Mm-hmm. My mind's been right here on you and us.
That's all I've been able to think about, too.
You know, you're still my #1 girl. And I'm sorry about the way that I've been acting. I know it hasn't been good for either one of us, you know, but I'm gonna come out of this thing clean.
Oh, Gene.
And, you know, you're right. I have been holding back, but that doesn't mean that I don't love you as much. If not, I mean, more than ever.
I love you, too.
Yeah. But, you know, there have been a couple of doubts that's been bothering me, though.
Well, you know, singing is important to me.
Mm-hmm.
But not as important as you and Jimmy. Don't you ever doubt that.
Carla, if we're that important, then why are you still seeking a career?
I've tried to explain it to you, Gene.
I know you have, and I know you probably believe it too, but...
Well, I ought to know my own feelings.
Well, I know, but, you know, your career, your life and everything, I mean, on all that time, I mean, it surely didn't just consist of singing to an audience, you know, and you weren't just going from one nightclub to the next and everything, but I know that there were a lot of men who would have given anything to be #1 in your life, lady.
Sure there were.
And don't tell me you didn't enjoy the attention.
Well, what woman wouldn't? But that doesn't mean I slept with him, if that's what you're getting at.
Oh, come on, hey, you don't have to admit anything. I mean, not unless you want to, and I know that I didn't satisfy you enough even before this whole mess came up, Carla.
Our marriage had problems before I left, but we straightened them out when I got
know.
back.
Scars and insecurity of those years, I thought they were all gone, but they're not. And that fear of me not being man enough to satisfy you, Carla, that's why they haven't left.
How can you even think that?
Carla, I couldn't give you the money or the attention that you needed, so you went after it through a career. I couldn't give you freedom to make you feel whole. I couldn't give you a home or a bed that you wouldn't leave. And Carla, babe, I couldn't even give you flowers that you don't already have.
Oh, Gene, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I mean, it's just the story of our marriage, for crying out loud.
It was a mistake in my leaving you. But I don't know what I could say to you that I haven't already.
Carla, you know what you can say? Honestly, you can say that no man has ever satisfied you the way that I have.
You know, you're being jealous of someone that doesn't even exist.
But Carla, I have to know. Come on.
I will never leave you again for a career, Gene.
You won't?
Babe, don't force me to look for a way out. I love you. I'm your wife, and I left you chasing some dream years ago, but please don't push me away now. Please don't be jealous of a 2-year mistake. Be my man for the rest of my life. but be my man now.